I think it's pretty safe to say now that the Edge Transit is shaping up to be one of the new best heavy weapons to deal boss DPS with. It's pretty much been my go-to weapon for the entire Pantheon to deal massive damage and absolutely burst the bosses down. So in today's video, I want to go over 5 of the best combinations you can pair the Edge Transit with to deal massive damage to bosses. Obviously, the Edge Transit just by itself is amazing, but when you pair it with another special weapon that deals massive damage as well, it just overall increases your DPS by a lot. So basically, just to clear things up here, the Edge Transit that I'm going to be using in every single one of these DPS combos is an Edge Transit with Envious Assassin and Bait and Switch. In my personal opinion, this is the perfect god roll, so hopefully you got one of these to do these combos with. And if you don't, keep focusing the Edge Transit until you do. So the first combination that I want to go over with is the Edge Transit and the Mountaintop. Now specifically a Mountaintop with the god roll of auto-loading holster and recombination. Now unfortunately for me, I actually haven't got this roll yet, but I do have an Envious Assassin and recombination roll, which is pretty close, and for the sakes of this video, I'm going to be using this, but I'll explain it as if you had an auto-loading holster roll. So for all of these DPS rotations, I'm going to be in the Warlords of Ruin dungeon on the first boss. This is because it's the easiest and most simple way for a solo player to get in and test your DPS rotations out. As for the numbers, all I'm going to be doing is standing in a Well of Radiance, so I won't be getting any surge mods unless I get lucky during a phase and an Orb of Light drops. So let's run over the first DPS rotation, being the Edge Transit and the Mountaintop. Now obviously before any boss DPS phase, you want to do 2 very simple but very important things. The first one is on your chest piece, you want to make sure you have Void Reserves on. This will give you an extra few shots in your grenade launcher. The maximum you can cap out is 2 Void Reserve mods, so don't worry about putting 3 on, 2 is just enough. And the second one is double or triple stacking Void Surge mods on your boots as mods. Now let's run over the rotation you're going to be doing. To start off, I like to start with my kinetic weapon out, and I basically just shoot the boss over and over again until I notice that they are damageable. Once the kinetic shot damages the boss, this is basically just to proc Bait and Switch on our Edge Transit. From here, switch to your Mountaintop, which should have 10 times recombination stacks on it. Shoot the boss, then switch to your Edge Transit and unload every single shot that you have from proccing as many shots with Envious Assassin as you could before the boss fight. Once you're out of ammo, reload your Edge Transit and switch back to your primary weapon. Shoot the boss. Then switch back to your Mountaintop, which should have automatically reloaded because you had the auto-loading holster perk on it. Then shoot the boss, and finally switch back to your Edge Transit and unload the rest of your ammo. Now the reason we went back through and reshot all of our bullets to the boss is to re-proc Bait and Switch on our Edge Transit for the final few shots that we got off. By this time, the DPS rotation should be over, but if it's not, just continue this cycle over and over again until you're out of ammunition. Here is the unedited raw footage of the rotation. Feel free to slow the video down if you need. Hey guys, Editor Eternal here. Just wanted to mention in these DPS rotations, I'm not actually re-proccing the Bait and Switch buff. You'll notice in all of these tests, by the time I run out of Edge Transit ammo, I still have a few seconds left on my Bait and Switch buff. Now, I can't actually re-proc Bait and Switch until this cooldown runs out, so in these short damage phases, I'm not actually able to re-proc the Bait and Switch, and I'm very aware of this before you drop a comment down below. I'm simply just showing you the rotation guide that you would normally go through on a DPS fight, but because this boss is a short, quick phase and I'm by myself and there isn't many ads at the start of the boss phase, I can't get the full effect of the Envious Assassin on my Edge Transit. Anyway, just wanted to quickly clarify that before you drop to the comments and comment that down below. Anyway, back to the video. Jumping over into our next rotation, this one includes the Edge Transit and the Izanagi's Burden, the exotic sniper rifle. Start the fight off with your kinetic weapon out like last time. Get a damage shot off, then switch to your Izanagi's Burden with already a pre-reloaded 4 times honed edge shot ready to shoot. Shoot the shot and then reload your Izanagi's Burden with another 4 times honed edge. From here, switch to your Edge Transit and dump your entire magazine. Again, this should have procced your Bait and Switch on the Edge Transit, so shoot every bullet that you have. You are then wanting to reload your Edge Transit before you switch off it, and switch back to your primary weapon. Shoot it, then switch to your Izanagi's Burden, shoot a 4 times honed edge, and then reload another 4 times honed edge, then switch back to your edge transit and dump the magazine. Basically just rinse and repeat this process until you're out of ammo or the boss phase is over. Again, here is the footage of this rotation, feel free to pause it or slow it down when needed. Just want to also clarify here, Guardians, this isn't for all of you elitist gamers out there. If you're an elite gamer looking to do massive amounts of DPS, you're probably not really looking for DPS guides on YouTube. This guide is just a simple but effective way of what to use your edge transit with to help you do even more damage. If you're looking to do massive amounts of damage, you're probably going to be switching your loadout 3 times per boss phase, using double specials and also a heavy. This DPS rotation guide is simply just using the edge transit and 1 special to help you do more damage as a group. Not to mention, if you're not playing a warlock and you're not the one designated to using well, if you add in a super to do some extra damage here, you can pretty much add almost 1,000,000 damage because most damage supers in the game will do around 1,000,000 damage to bosses. As an example, a golden gun hunter can add a free 900,000 damage because of their golden gun. A needlestorm warlock can add upwards of 700,000 to any of these DPS numbers, and it's going to be even more DPS. Now, the next 3 combinations that I'm going to mention are some of the best combinations that you can pair with the edge transit. The reason being because the next weapons that I'm going to pair it with are also void. So when you have double void weapons, you double dip in the surge mods on your boots. Starting off with the edge transit and the Will to Flight, a special grenade launcher that is void, this is a great combination, especially in a situation where the modifiers for the activity are bonus grenade launcher damage. Now, a gold roll for the Will to Flight is auto-loading holster and also Vorpal weapon. Now, if you don't have this one, that's okay. This one drops from the Spire of the Watcher dungeon, so jump in there and try and get your hands on a Will to Flight. For me, I've only got auto-loading holster. I haven't got one with Vorpal yet, so I'm just going to use this for now. So to start the fight off with your kinetic weapon out, as usual, get a damage shot off, then switch to your Will to Flight. Shoot a shot, and then put it away. Because it has auto-loading holster, it's going to automatically reload itself. From here, switch to your edge transit and dump your entire magazine. Again, because you shot with the other 2 weapons first, you should have bait and switch procced on the edge transit. Dump the entire magazine and then reload your edge transit. Switch back to your primary weapon and shoot it once, then switch to the Will to Flight, shoot it, and then switch back to your edge transit and dump the magazine. We're basically cycling through all of our weapons to re-proc bait and switch on the edge transit. Once again, here is the unedited footage of this rotation. Now, the next combination that I'm going to cover is 2 weapons that are great fusion rifles. So for some reason, if you don't like grenade launchers or you don't like snipers, you can still use some fusion rifles here. Now, 2 of the best fusion rifles that you can use that are void are the Null Composure and also the Glacioclasm. Now, as for the Null Composure, I'm pretty sure you can buy this one from the Monument to Lost Light in the tower, but the Glacioclasm drops from the Dawning event. So if you don't have one, you're going to have to wait for that to come back around. So to start this damage rotation off, just like usual, have your kinetic weapon out and shoot until you damage the boss. Switch to your fusion rifle and shoot the boss, then switch to the edge transit and dump your entire magazine. From here, you want to reload your edge transit, then switch back to your fusion rifle and dump your entire fusion rifle magazine. Reload the fusion rifle and then switch to your kinetic weapon and shoot the boss. From here, switch back to the edge transit and dump your entire magazine, and rinse and repeat this rotation over and over and over again. Again, here is the unedited footage of this rotation. Now jumping into the final rotation I have for you Guardians, this one is when you need a sniper because the boss is maybe at far range. This one comes in with the Edge Transit and the Father Sins. This is a craftable Void Sniper Rifle from Season 16. The gold roll that you want to craft this one with is Triple Tap and Focus Fury, actually making it out to be a pretty good sniper rifle. So to start this DPS combo out, you actually want to start out with your sniper. You want to dump your entire magazine, then reload your sniper and switch to your kinetic weapon. Damage the boss once, then switch to your Edge Transit and dump the entire magazine. Reload your Edge Transit, switch back to your sniper and dump your magazine. Reload the sniper and then switch to your kinetic, shoot the boss, then back to the Edge Transit and dump the magazine. Here is the unedited footage of this one. Unfortunately, this boss was a little bit hard to do with a sniper, but I made it work in the end. You're only really going to use this one on specific boss encounters. As an example, if you're coming up against the War Priest, a sniper is great here because the crit is easy and he's quite far away. But anyway, Guardians, there are 5 great damage rotation combinations that you can use with the Edge Transit. If you Guardians enjoyed this video and feel like you learned something today, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, comment down below. But again, thank you for watching. Later.